Is going on, guys and gals? It's Brendan from Market Makers, your home for Wyckoff, Advanced Fibonacci, TA. Fade the rally. I'm talking specifically about equities, but we're going to show Bitcoin here too, and I'll give you my thoughts on Bitcoin, okay? Why would we fade this rally? That means to sell the rally. Why would we do that, guys? I've been talking for the last, almost 2 weeks now about how the equities are so oversold, which is true. Gave you the statistics. Worst 11 weeks in the Dow since the Great Depression, right? And the Dow's ripping today. It's up 750 points. The S&P is up 107, 2.84% here on my screen. The NASDAQ is up as well. What are we up here in the NASDAQ? NASDAQ's up almost 3%, 2.86%, 333 points. But Brendan, why would you fade this? Well, because Brendan, talking about himself in the third person, is a trader, okay? So I'm a trader, and I'm going to show you why we're going to fade these rallies. Guys, if you want these trade signals when the time comes, download the Telegram link, click the link in the video description, download SimpleFX. That's where you can trade these equities with up to a $5,000 bonus. Fantastic UI, fantastic platform. How to use the platform? The tutorial is also in the video description. And guys, this video is also brought to you by BITGET. Our tournament starts on July 1st. 5 people will win $1,000. Cost you nothing. Come download BITGET. BITGET is hiring. CoinDesk just did a story on them, doubling their staff. So while you have Coinbase and others laying off massive amounts of workers, BITGET is a top 5 exchange by volume, and they are doubling their staff. Very liquid, very fantastic place to trade. Let's go ahead and talk about this right now. So jumping into the TA, guys, the S&P, we're going to look at everything, okay? We're going to look at everything today. I'm going to try to be brief and not ramble. So S&P, why would we fade any rally? That doesn't make any sense, right? Well, let's look at this. You have volume divergence, okay? One of the precepts of Wyckoff is volume. Volume divergence is key. And when you see volume divergence, meaning declining volume while price is rising, you build tops, right? These tops become distribution boxes in Wyckoff, and you fall down when selling then breaks out. You see this? Then you fall down. And what are you doing right now? Look at the volume. Look how weak the daily volume is, and look at the price. Look at this big breakout bar. Now, the candle's still open, but look at the size of the candle. This candle may come up to this candle. If it's even smaller, then you have clear volume divergence, okay? This is the S&P, the strongest of the indexes, but you can see this all through the trend. All of these shorts that I've taken and posted in my room before we had the Telegram as well, you can see these price dissensions. Look at this. So if we go here, bullish candle, go up to our top here. Look at this. I'm going to show you this. So you go here, and let's line this up with the volume. So here's your bullish volume. Look at your volume left to right going down all the way to that little white null candle. So you have buying candle. It did not even break out above the 21 EMA, below average volume, but it triggers this price rise. Well, again, guys, concepts in Wyckoff, this gives you a distribution top. And when you don't have the buyers to back up the price move, what happens? You wave down. And this is how you get big trades in equities, trading the exchanges or trading the indices. So let's look at this. This was a 18% drop. You see that? 18% drop. What was this last one? Now, I don't short the S&P, guys, because it is the strongest index. I don't short it. I short the Russell, usually Russell and NASDAQ. And this was a 14% drop. So these two drops, both easily predicted using volume divergence, understanding we are in a primary downtrend, understanding we are trading in a bubble, and understanding 47 of the 50 biggest up days in stock market history over the last 100 years happen in bear markets. I hope this sucker pumps. I want to see this thing go to 4,000. Let's go ahead and get a wave projection here and see where we're at right now. Is that the low bar? Or is that the low bar? This is 36.38 and this is 36.36 by 2 points. All right, so the 1 fib's at 40.28. You see that? I want this to get to the 1 fib. Love for it to get to the 1618 at 42.71. That would be absolutely fantastic. Again, volume divergence all across this asset. So let's look at this. I can probably find my pattern here as well. Let me see if I have my chameleon pattern I can show you guys here. This is my own X5 Fibonacci pattern. See what we got. And there we go. That comes up to the 1618. And that would be at 42.71. if we can come to 40.28, this would be not my pattern. My pattern requires it to come up to here. We're looking at the ratios, but the 1 fib is where I'm looking psychologically. The S&P, if it gets to 4,000, guys, that's a big deal, right? It's a big deal. People are waiting for this rally. So we'll see if that plays out. So keep that in mind. Volume divergence. Let's look at the NASDAQ. I went ahead and did this one so we don't make this too long, but you can see the same thing happening here. Look at the NASDAQ. Volume down left to right. Look over here on the left of my screen. Price up left to right. You see that? And then you have confluences too, like my 55 hole. Look at the 55 hole. And then you see the double top get made, break down, wave down. By the way, posted this trade in our room, guys. This was a really nice win for the room. And of course, I traded this myself. This was 24% move down on an index. Okay, these are big trades. I take big trades. This is how I trade. Look what you're doing right now. You have the volume divergence right here on your next wave up. You see this breakout volume right here, just above your EMA cloud. And then what happens? Down left to right, down to the point where the candles turn little nothings, and that's how you get your top. Break your top, fall down, and of course this was another price descension, another almost 15%, and price is doing the same thing on the NASDAQ. You see this? Look, actually it's even worse this time. Look how bad from where the trend started here on the uptrend. I had to put the line on the candle up here, or else this just looks like nothing, but look how low the volume is on this pump. Insane. Okay, this is a really weak retail rally. This is people buying the dip in their favorite stocks like Peloton, AMC, Zoom. These are the same people that send Kathy Wood money, okay, for ARK. So look, there's no volume at all. None. And today's candle, unless it just starts exploding, is going to be one of the smallest candles in trend here in the last 2 weeks. And when you look at the candle, the actual price candle, look at the size of the candle. It's the largest candle in the trend. Again, massive volume divergence. I want this thing to keep pumping. The higher, the better, the bigger the return on the downside, guys. And let's look at the Russell really quickly. My favorite one to short. Just can show you this very clearly here as well. Look at this. Here's your bullish candle. You see that? You got your bullish candle, breakout candle actually, well above the moving average. Let's go ahead and pull this over, line this up. You can see, look at it, your breakout candle, price is still rising, but what's happened? Do you have any follow-up volume at all? You don't. Look at that. You have your top of your blue candle. Every single candle is smaller and drops off to a point where there's no volume. This volume indicator is done by one of our members, fantastic programmer, Advanced Volume by Fractal Trade 15. Advanced Volume. I've talked about this a few times. A lot of his indicators are on my screen, including this TGMA, Trend Gradient Moving Average. Check out his page. Send him some love. Great guy. And, so you can see this is happening over and over again here on the Russell. Okay, this is why we're fading rallies in equities. This is your current rally up, and again, look at your volume. Your rally up, and look at your buying volume. This is a selling candle here. Look at your actual buying volume. If I put this down here, that's your actual buying volume. It's just going down left to right, weaker and weaker. Again, very bearish. Okay, this is very bearish. And let's look at a projection here, and we'll go ahead and move on to Bitcoin after this, guys. Just want to show you this. So we just got above the 0.5. The 618 most commonly traced 2 fibs at 1776. Going to check out the 1 fib at 1860 if we can get there. Praying to God we can. And the 1618. Guys, the new consumer sentiment report came out today. It broke the previous consumer sentiment report, the lowest consumer sentiment report of all time. Yet I turn on TV and The Economist on the major news media, as well as the politicians are telling us, and Fed Chair Powell, this is a strong economy. Super strong. It's so strong that everybody hates it and has no bullish bias to the economy. When I say everybody, I mean the average person, consumers. I don't mean the academics at Harvard and Yale that work for politicians and work for big banks, okay? We know what's happening in the market. We all have friends and family that are losing money, going into debt. By the way, credit card debt is at a record high. So every time they keep telling you about how fantastic the U.S. consumer balance sheet is, because we all have all these magical savings from when we were locked in our house, that's what they keep referring to. But credit card debt is at a record high. Commodities are at record highs. My Inflation Nation video you guys can watch. Everything is up. exponentially it costs more to live. And because it costs more to live, everything's more expensive. You have less expendable income. And these rallies, guys, we're going to be fading these rallies. That was a horrible segue, but it's true. Let's look at the DXY really quickly. The DXY is still holding its base over here at 104 spot 100, vacillating back and forth. The 10-year treasury is down as well. So, you know, everything is there for this rally, which is just perfect. We want it to be there for this rally. Let's look at our weekly Bitcoin. Did this change since yesterday? Actually, a day and a half ago when I made my last Bitcoin video. Did this change? I mean, it looks identical. Let's look at the daily. We'll make this a little bit more fun. The daily time frame. So we have our Wyckoff. Now, you're probably wondering, but Brendan, I'm going to ask myself a lot of questions today. But Brendan, do we have volume divergence on Bitcoin? Well, let's take a look. And the answer is it's too early to tell, okay? Because Bitcoin is very volatile. You can see we sold off. We made a selling climax candle here. Again, none of these candles are very big. So you did make this selling climax candle. Let's look at this with the volume. And right here, okay? And then our next, our buying candle. I mean, everything's below average. So yes, price did rise and you have below average volume, but it's below average volume, but it's still pretty even. You see this, how it's all pretty even? You want it, when you're looking for divergence, you're looking for clear indication, which I don't have here on the screen, but if we were looking at what could be a top, right? You're looking at a clear indication of these little white candles that are showing up here, no high relative volume, and price is still going up, even though there's literally nobody pushing it up. And so that's what you're looking for, guys. But so Bitcoin's still too early. This isn't strong at all on the daily time frame. You're coming off of oversold conditions here on your RSX. Volatility is starting to contract. Remember let's look at the long-term moving averages really quickly because they are descending even though it's slow. And they're up around 38. And 38.7. Okay, what is that? It seems to be moving about 500 points a day, maybe. I don't know. Maybe next time we can remember this. So let's just do the 200. The 200's at 38.750. We'll see what it's at tomorrow. 38.750. Now it's going to depend, obviously, on price action. If price vacillates up and down, these moving averages will start to close in. But right now, guys, this is just you're on top of your Wyckoff trading range on the daily, but you don't have any upward momentum from the daily time frame. Your Ichi cloud is much higher up. You see this? It is higher up. So let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour time frame because you are contracted in volatility here. You are contracted. You can see your volatility is contracted in this channel. Our on-bounce volume is very flat. You can see how flat this is. So just looking at this, you can see also here, about to run out of battery. Let's see, turn this thing back up, screen brightness. There we go. We'll see if we can make it through the video. You can see you're building this double top structure as well. Now, of note, guys, this is also a 4-hour time frame, albeit, so not... It's a good time frame I trade in, okay? It's not super strong, but it's not weak like the 1 hour either. But you did build your cup. You see this? So you did build your cup. You may end up waving back and forth here. The key test is going to come at this 45 line, okay? So depending when you come here, this could be June 27th if you just keep tracking sideways. Are you going to fall through this? Remember, bearish trend if you fall through, or are you going to start climbing it like you guys have seen us do before on this video, right? Or on this channel when we were tracking Bitcoin, how it will climb up these Gann lines, okay, for support. Is it going to climb through here or is it going to fall through here? But you do have that cut pattern, and another way to look at this for any type of potential breakout, there was going to be a breakout, again, depending on your entry point, how conservative you want to be, how much risk you want to have, and everything I say is not financial advice, guys. It's for entertainment education. You can put a breakout trigger order so that if price did do something like this, start climbing up and spring up down the road here, you could get triggered at 21,711, right? That's about 700 points away. So it's not super close. But again, if you're looking at larger moves, if you're looking for scalps, you know, that might be a different strategy. But if you're looking for larger moves, that is a potential move. But I personally want to see what happens here. Bitcoin clearly is not behaving the same way as the indexes right now. The indexes are all ripping up. But remember, the big institutions consider this a risk asset. So they may have to rip up for Bitcoin to really move. But I like that you got your cup. You got your cup. You're on top of the Wyckoff range. You could potentially have a trigger here at 21,711. And you could definitely trade that on BITGET. Tying everything together today, guys. And let's look at, what else do we have? Let's look at, well, that was a 4 hour. Here's the 8 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame, we have volatility just starting to contract. We're basically at the median line. I mean, everything's pretty flat, guys. Everything's pretty flat. You can see it in the price action. And again, you can see the wave pattern, which is also a double top. If this does come back up, it'll actually be a triple top. You start getting more candles up here, getting rejected. Remember, this is a very tight wave projection here on the 1 hour, because you can see this is the 1618, 21,269. You came up, got rejected at 21,269, got rejected at 1, 2, 3, 4 more times at 21,269, and now you rolled back. Let's see if you come up again. This would be actually a triple top, which is also a bearish pattern. But once again, guys, it's your 200 coming down here, right? It's your 200. You're getting rejected by the, let me make sure. Oh, that's the 233, my bad. That's the 233. You got above your 200, which is beneath you here, the white line. So you did get above it, but you're getting rejected now by the 233. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you're just ranging, and there's no such thing as really ranging, right? What is price always doing? It's always in accumulation or distribution or markup or markdown. Wyckoff method, guys. It can only be in one of those 4 stages. And right now, it's either accumulating or it's going to be in distribution. And if it's in distribution, that means it's going to be looking to make a series of lower highs and eventually fall through the cloud. Of note, look how thin that cloud is. Big, thick support cloud, really thin resistance cloud, which is now your support cloud. And of course, you do have that classic double top, right? So you got to watch that line too, which is roughly your 1 fib at 20,689. You could break that, most likely coming down to your 618 at 20,331 or your 0.5 at 20,220. All right, guys, I think that's it. Pretty fast-paced video today. I hope you enjoy it. Go ahead and smash the like button for me. Hit the subscribe button. Guys, check out our Telegram trade signals. Check out our Twitter. You can join our Discord trading room with the join button right underneath this video. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Happy trading, everybody.